anchor Devon Morgan. Devon, hard negotiations where Eskom is concerned with that strike, but still no resolution. What's the holdup?
Sadly not. I mean, this has been off and on negotiations for months now. We've seen disruptions at power stations. We've had that dreaded load shedding come back once or twice. You may have felt that at home. So, the thinking was that once these wage negotiations were settled, we could get some stability back. Solidarity signing an agreement last week. It was a 7.5% hike on those wages. And NUMSA and Metalworker Union, NUM and Metalworker Union, NUMSA, were at the table again on Wednesday. They've accepted the offer in principle, but one sticky point: they don't want Eskom to continue with disciplinary action against those workers that embarked on that illegal strike. So that's where it lies for the moment. As we said, the Eskom wage dispute is continuing. The National Union of Metal Workers of South Africa has threatened to withdraw from negotiations if the power utility proceeds with disciplinary action against those striking workers. Now, the trade union released a statement yesterday. They've accused the utility of negotiating in bad faith. Metalworker Union NUMSA and the NUM have called for a meeting with Public Enterprises Minister Pravin Gordhan and the Eskom board. That's coming up on Monday. That's what they wish for. Last week, Eskom offered the three main unions a salary increase of 7.5% this year and 7% both next year and in 2020. An inflation-linked increase in housing allowance and a once-off cash payment of 5,000 Rand was also offered. So far, Solidarity is the only union that accepted the offer. Both those unions, NUMSA and NUM, are still negotiating, so we'll have to wait and see, Dudu.
Indeed. What's with the Rand discriminating against women on a whole Women's Day, taking a dive? What happened there?
That's a sad story, especially for those women that want to take a flight overseas and you get to America and you realize that your Rand is valued a little less than it was on Tuesday. So, just a couple of weeks ago, we've seen the Rand hovering around that 13 Rand 10 cent mark, but then two big factors. One was the whole land question coming up again. That hurt investor sentiment, but again, this currency, more above that, this currency is actually at the mercy of international events. So when the dollar strengthens, you see all emerging currencies, not just the Rand, feeling the pinch. So 13.72 against the US dollar. Again, it's due to the dollar strengthening because the chance of interest rates going up in the US are higher. That's when the dollar strengthens, and by extension you see that weakness on our local currency. So to the euro, 15 Rand 73, and you will need 17 Rand 58 cents for a British pound if you're on your way to the UK.